Okay. Stream is live, and I don't have anybody here to audio check, so I'm just gonna speak as if I'm recording because I didn't speak last time. I want to just iterate. I want to iterate that like nothing bad is happening. I don't know how these um emotional seasons like creep in or whatever, but like we just got Phantom kept alive, and like we're still going to continue on with our plan concerning the operation of it. And I have for the last month been focused on preparing the house for the local machine getting built here. So the house needs to be a very efficient thermal envelope because a large computer can generate a lot of heat, and this is an older building. So I've been working on that for about a month, and there really is no shortcut around that. I just have to do that. I've learned a lot of good things. Like a lot of good things have begun to emerge, and I still feel like we're going to have a, for lack of a better way to say it, I think we're going to have like a great year. I've been working on things that help my own productivity. I still remember saying in 2025 that I could finish the entire Learn Pyre project in less than 6 months. That is still true when I have the environment and equipment necessary to achieve that, if that makes sense. So like this house that I live in now, this house that I live and work in, hasn't been ideal for that goal since I got here. I've begun to fix this problem now because I now have the ability to fix this problem now. And as I fix it, I get to like unlock within myself my superhuman capabilities, if that makes sense. I don't know if it makes sense, but I just want you to know that's what's happening right now. And I've actually made a lot of good progress, and the progress I've made in the last month actually indicate to me that I can actually finish all of this in a few weeks, and it'll be like a night and day difference. So like, I just want to say there's really only bullish things happening right now, even though it's quiet. I know it's quiet. I know it's been quiet. I was working like 12 hours a day on that urgent warning for Sonic Labs video. As soon as it was the end of June, the humidity level increased, and it's still increased now to the point that like my dust allergy got to the point of being unmanageable. So I had to begin fixing the house in order to fight against humidity. I'm not joking. This is what I've been working on for almost a month. I'm also working on the presentation for Sonic Labs for us ending up being the conservator of Phantom, and I'm working on a internal Senurid Circus instruction as well, because as you guys might have gathered, one of the things that I could be pitching to Sonic Labs is that I become like a culture consultant for them. Well, in order for me to truly like embody my ability to be a culture consultant for them. No, I wish, Alexia, I wish. It's not psilocybin. Although I would go for that. I think that I'm overdue for that. I should do that Q3 or Q4. I should do that before the end of the year at some point. I don't know when. It's not a huge priority. But yeah, so I'm kind of upgrading the culture internally in the circus. I'm also upgrading my own ability to use my brain here in this house. And we're only now approaching actually acquiring the things that allow us to, I guess, solve this gigantic problem and take us all to the fucking moon. More on that soon, or more on that later, depending how you want to view it. I do appreciate everybody's patience because this project has clearly been an exercise in patience. But I see no reason that I wouldn't complete it and continue building it, because I continue to only see evidence that I'm at least making steps in the right direction. The amount of setbacks I've had in the last year have been cartoonish, but I can at least now say with certainty they're now beginning to get better as opposed to get worse. It took about it took almost a year of being here, but like that's now gone, and I'm sort of getting control on things now. Anyways, I hope that makes sense. I don't really know what else I could talk about. It's not psilocybin, Alexi, but I'll tell you this. I do believe in doing that about once a year. I probably would recommend maybe like 4 grams to 8 grams of psilocybin, like in a macro dose, and doing it as like a, a problem-solving exercise. I don't know if I've described this before, but when I was in Texas, I did this by being alone in my room, which was like a larger master bedroom, and I had a bathroom in there as well, and I had like a large whiteboard. So all I did was like write things on the whiteboard and then basically roll around in the bed. That's like, as you do that on psilocybin, you just end up kind of being tired and restless at the same time. So, because it's like a fever dream. And anyways, it was actually quite productive. And it's been, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this, Alexi, but it was during high histamine states that I was able to design and invent a lot of this stuff. And I use, I could probably preach about like ways to hack your brain. But to be honest, I don't feel like I'm enough of a professional to kind of advocate that or prescribe or recommend things. I'll probably continue working on that myself, and then maybe in later years I'll begin publishing my own experiments with myself, so I can, because I think it could be of benefit to a lot of people. But yeah. Anyways, do you have any questions besides that, Alexi? I wish I had more concrete things to say, but like we're continuing to make progress. I'm now able to actually. I still think so. Yeah. Like, I mean, it's quite possible. I've been making progress on writing over the last few weeks as well, because I can actually work on the fantasy fiction during the writing. And I know I say like the fantasy fiction's done. I still end up like dialing in the dialogue here and there, or like making things more concrete or more immersive. There's always like a new level of detail to approach. But yeah, I would still say like you're going to have a much clearer idea. What's going to happen in 2026, Alexi, is we're definitely acquiring Phantom. I'll tell you that. We're definitely acquiring Phantom this year, because we have to, right? So, I will say that if the acquisition of Phantom ends up becoming a delay, because it kind of ended up becoming a delay during Q2, it would still only increase the total ceiling of the upside. Does that make sense? Because if we can control the validators for Phantom, then we can control the tokenomics for Phantom, in which case, not only can we deflate to peg, we can also possibly raise the price of Phantom if we have the right validator community. Does that make sense, Alexi? So yeah, so like I appreciate, people like you that have been here since like years, but I definitely think that like us acquiring Phantom only adds another order of magnitude to the upside. And like, I'm not gonna lose at this at all. I literally ruined my life to make that video. I would do more to acquire the network. And I think that most of the problem is actually done. I've already built a relationship. I need to fix the house before I finish the presentation, before I get back on the phone, or before I begin talking to Matt Visser again. So, but I will say this, Alexi. That video was proof that I have learned the skill of persuading strangers on the internet to change their behavior in a way that I want them to. And that right there is actually the essence of marketing. Like learning how to create communication that can be uniform and scaled so that it can be watched multiple times and possibly cause a exponential effect. That's literally the design theory behind Learn Pyre. And to be honest, Learn Pyre will be better. I actually had to rush that video because there was a fucking deadline, Anyways, so I hope that makes sense, and I appreciate your patience, and there will definitely be like more concrete updates coming in the next few weeks. I'll be sort of back on the internet, working on the internet again, as opposed to working on the house, which seems like it's a distraction, but it's definitely preparing us for what's to come. I hope that makes sense. I'm not talking to anybody besides you, so if that's your last question, I think we can wrap it up here. I wanted to show face because I think I canceled one of the last two, and I always think that people always worry about that. And I know that there's people DMing me that have been out of the loop for a while, and they're wondering what's going on. I just wanted to. I'm gonna end up getting. Yeah, I agree, and I'm gonna end up getting the studio rebuilt here as well, so that I can get back on camera for these streams as well. So that'll happen. I don't know.